Hello guys, welcome back to Answer Kari. So, in our today's series, we are discussing about social action and its types. So, in our previous lecture, we discussed about ideal types. So, I hope you understand it very well. So, in the continuity, today we are discussing with Weber's ideas and concept of social action and its type. So, what according to you is social action? So social means society related and actions mean the way you do something. So here, first we need to understand what is behavior and what is action. So in our common and generalized way, behavior is the way of acting and the action means so action means the act of doing something. So here in the slide, we discussed behavior versus action. So according to Weber, a purely reactive behavior was having no thought process. That means no logical intervention between stimulus and response. So, in, so according to Weber, there must be meaningful action which is based on subjective interpretation. So here the keyword is subjective interpretation. That means mental process भी होना चाहिए आपका और stimulus action भी होना चाहिए. क्या नहीं कि सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि आप एक इंस्टेंटेसली कोई रिस्पॉन्स दे दो तो वो आपका एक तरीके से सोशल एक्शन बन जाएगा. सोशल एक्शन का मतलब है कि जो एक दूसरे इंसान के ऊपर प्रभाव डाले एक तरीके से जो आपकी वैल्यूज को शो करे एक दूसरे पर्सन को. तो सोशल एक्शन इज मींस वैल्यू ओरिएंटेड. तो मेनली इसमें क्या होता है, वैल्यूज मैटर करती है. फॉर एग्जांपल, वी हैव द गोल टू अचीव नेट जीरो by 2050. So here, according to you, what you need, behavior or actions? So we need both behavior as well as actions. So behavior change with respect to actions will able to achieve the goal by 2050, that is net zero. So our next topic is same social action and what according to Weber he mentioned in his action theory, that is social action theory of Weber. So here he is focusing upon individuals and patterns and regularities of action and not on collectivity. वो ये नहीं बोल रहा है कि सारे collective वे में लो, collectivity तो चाहिए ही चाहिए, लेकिन उसके अलावा आपको individual के भी मैटर करता है. सो एक्शन इन द सेंस ऑफ सब्जेक्टिविटी. सब्जेक्टिविटी का मतलब क्या था, हमने प्रीवियस स्लाइड में डिस्कस किया था कि आपका मेंटल एज वेल एज मेंटल प्रोसेस भी होना चाहिए और स्टिमुलस भी होना चाहिए. So understandable behavior of one or more individual human being. He utilizes its ideal type of methodology to clarify meaning of action and is concerned for large social institutions or structure. So here, what he take an example, he differentiate between types of basic rational action. So in our UPSC preparation and to crack any competitive exam, we need rational action. So in our next slide, we will discuss about the Weber's explanation of action theory. So here Max Weber talks about sociology is a science which attempts the interpretation, understanding of social action in order thereby to arrive at a causal explanation of its cause and effects. So here we can say that we cannot take everything as in a generalized way as we are dealing with sociology. So here we cannot generalize everything. So here cause and effects plays an important role. So here Max Weber talks about some points that must be there in the social action theory. So here he first mentioned about that social included all human behavior. So we are dealing with society, so every human behavior comes into it. So next we talk about social action attached a subjective meaning. So we cannot say that only objective. So here he mostly pressurized on subjective meaning of anything. Then next, the acting individuals or individuals take into account the behavior or others. So next, he is talking about social action oriented in its course. So as we discussed previously, that social action must be value oriented. So here next we deal about the social action and its type. So he talks about 4 social actions. First is affectional action, that we can also talk about. That affectional means affection related, that is emotional state aa gayi yahan pe. The next is traditional action, that is ट्रेडिशनल एक्शन यानी कि ये हमारे ट्रेडिशनल वे से है, तो इसके लिए हमने और क्या कीवर्ड्स ला सकते हैं, कस्टमरी और हैबिट. द नेक्स्ट इज मीन्स एंड रेशनैलिटी. सो हियर मीन्स एंड रेशनैलिटी we will explain it further. So just we take it as a review that means and rationality, it is determined by expectations as to the behavior of objects, the environment, or human beings. Expectation are means for attainment of own rationally pursued and calculative end. For example, here in the preparation of UPSC, we can take that persuasive nature, continuity, patience, all matters in this. So that showcases the rationality concept here. So next is value rationality. Action determined by conscious belief in value, but independently prospect of its success. So here we can deal with it in detail, the types of social action. So social action is, he talks about 4 social action. So for rational action, he used the word that is important to mention when you are talking about social action. That is Jack rational. So this keyword is here there. So it is very important to use the keywords as by social thinkers used it. So it helps in measuring irrational deviations. Example, we are constructing a bridge. So who will construct the bridge? Engineer. So यहाँ पे हमें क्या चाहिए होगा? Reason and logical thinking are recommended in order to obtain one's desire. So ये तो है नहीं कि हम एकदम से ऐसे ही कुछ भी बना देंगे. सो अगर हम ब्रिज बना रहे हैं तो इंजीनियर को उससे पहले क्या करनी पड़ेगी? प्लानिंग, एरिया देखना पड़ेगा, तो उसके बिहाफ पे कुछ ना कुछ लॉजिक की रीजनिंग लगा के कि वो एक अपने डिजायर को अचीव कर सकता है. सो नेक्स्ट इज ब्रेट रेशनल और रेशनल एक्शन विच विद रेफरेंस टू, ये किस लिए है? वैल्यूज से रिलेटेड है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सोल्जर लेइंग डाउन लाइफ फॉर द कंट्री, और वी कैन से one more example, that's freedom fighters and social religious reformers that brings social change in society are an example of rational action. Then third is traditional action. It is guided by customs and long standing beliefs which become second nature or habit. Example, pranam or namaskar to elders. We are following this practice since ancient times and sustaining this practice in the modern era as well. So it is known as traditional action. So next is affective action. That is emotional state of mind. यानी कि जब हम कुछ सोच रहे हैं इमोशनल वे में जो आ रहा है, यानी कि वो आपके इमोशंस से रिलेटेड है. So for example, you are traveling in a bus and there you can see that some boys or some person teasing a girl on the bus. So that what it showcases, the affective. I hope you understand it very well. Thank you very much. Let's meet in the our next series. Thank you.